Hello and welcome, Coldwell Banker agents. In this video, we are going over email marketing for real estate success featuring MoxiEngage. Now, before I go into any details, I have to remind you there are some policies that we would need to abide by when doing any marketing practices. That is also along the lines of not calling a potential client that is on our do not call list, along with other regulations that you can find here. So make sure you're abiding by those and just hyper focusing on the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. We want to ensure that should you want to utilize a list of numbers that you'd like to call for cold leads, please ensure that you are following Consumer Protection Act for those numbers. You can do that by going to the Do Not Contact app on mycbdesk.com and searching the number and ensuring they do not populate on that list as a number that's not to be called. Now, getting into our workshop. So the benefits, what are the benefits of doing any type of email marketing? So the benefits here are lined out here. It brings awareness to your audience that you're trying to reach, while also promoting engagement. So specifically for the newsletters that I'm going to go over in today's video, they offer a powerful way to enhance your real estate brand. So it helps you stay connected with potential clients, especially if you're wanting to farm neighborhoods. And it helps build strong relationships with existing clients that you have in that neighborhood. So let's say it's your neighborhood that you're farming. People know you, are familiar with you. So you're also helping build that relationship, that loyalty with those people. And then you're also providing consistent communication and valuable content. So, how is this going to bring awareness to you? It's going to increase your brand visibility. By your brand, that's just your name and your services. You're going to showcase property listings effectively. It positions you as the expert, and you can also share valuable market insights. How it engages your clients, you might ask, or the neighborhood you're farming. It encourages direct communication. So they're already getting the email in their inbox. They can reply back to you. It also drives traffic to your website if you are linking links or your listings from your website. It helps build trust and loyalty and promotes upcoming events and open houses. So that alone are a few reasons why it's beneficial. So the concept behind email marketing, as we mentioned in the slide before, is building brand awareness effectively, maintaining client relationship long term, engaging potential clients consistently, and ensuring compliance with regulations. Now, what do I mean by that? So instead of sending emails out from your inbox, your Gmail, or your hopefully not your Gmail, but your Coldwell Banker email, we don't want that email address to be dinged by other servers as a spam email. So if you have a farming list and you're sending emails directly from your CB email and they mark it as spam, that could potentially be a problem for you. So, in order to ensure compliance and giving the consumer, um, it's also a law that you can't, if you're going to send a blanket email out, you would need to comply by regulations and give the consumer the ability or the option to unsubscribe. So, sending from MoxiEngage automatically has this feature at the bottom ensuring that you're compliant and gives the consumer the ability to unsubscribe should they wish to do that. So just highlighting what we're doing today, we're going to go over a Moxie newsletter and how to edit that newsletter. But I want you to remember why we're doing this, right? So we want to bring awareness to your brand, brand storytelling, and values. So that's what are you passionate about? Do you bring artistic ideas to your listings? Do you do staging? Do you help with relocation? So whatever it is that you do that's particular to you, tell that story. You're able to do that a lot better in email form. And then target audience segmentation. So it also allows you to hyper focus on who your audience is. So if you're wanting to send a newsletter out specifically to first time home buyers, or if you want to send it specifically to um, broker owners, or maybe you're, the scenarios are endless. So ensuring that you know who you're trying to reach will make the newsletter more relatable, and then ensuring that you are consistent with messaging and design by following a template every single time. So it looks the same, it goes with your branding, and it'll just look trustable and credible over time, if trustable is a word. And then it also drives engagement to you. So by doing email newsletters, it encourages client feedback and insights, right? Regular updates in the neighborhood newsletter. Well, this is a newsletter, so we're making sure that we are also just being informative. You're also able to personalize content and offer specifically to that neighborhood. So let's say you want to partner with a local business and you want to offer a coupon of some sort for being a client with you, or being part of your database. You can offer that. You could even use the clients for life link on there so that your sphere, if you're sending it to a close knit group, you can put all that type of content in there. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to show you how to edit this newsletter. So here we want to go into MoxiEngage. So if you're not familiar with MoxiEngage or Moxie and how we got here, you can easily go to mycbdesk.com, find the Moxie tile, which is right here, and it will bring you into your Moxie account. Ensure that you click Engage, and let's get straight into it. So um, from this dashboard, we're going to click Campaigns. And we've made a template easily accessible to you. And the way you can get to that template is get to the Add From library. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and we're going to find the newsletter template. So we'll click on Emails, because this is an email we're sending out, and this is where all the email templates live. And we want to choose the newsletter or the template that says Weekly Newsletter Agent Use. So I'm going to click the Add to Emails button on the far right, and we're going to get a green uh, box over here that says Weekly Newsletter added to my emails. So it's added it to my personal email template folder. Then from here, I want to create the instructions. Like we call it an e-blast, but it's these are instructions to tell Moxie where you want it, who do you want to send it to. So we always have to make sure we add an e-blast campaign. So we're going to click e-blast, ensure that we're selecting the start a new e-blast here, and click add to campaigns. You're going to get another green box up here. You can click it to make it go away, and then click close. So notice we have two green dots up here. We have the new email, which is where we're going to go edit the content. And then we're going to go to eBlast later on to tell Moxie where we want it to go. So first things first, let's click on My Emails. And it should be the one at the very top. We're going to go ahead and select the email at the top where it says Weekly Newsletter Agent Use. This is specifically just for your reference. You can rename it. So I am going to name this. So let's say I'm going to target Cypress, or actually let's do Copper Bend as an example. Okay, that's a neighborhood near mine. And then setup email. So we're going to edit the setup. And in these fields, we can choose what we want to name the email. This is what the consumer will see. So if you're not wanting to commit to a weekly newsletter, you can just remove that and say, Copper Bend newsletter. It can say your latest real estate insights and local updates. You could change that to something a little more engaging, like um, look at what your neighbor sold their house for. You could do something funny like that, or you can just keep it simple, like, um, did you know the market is hot right now? And then we're going to go ahead and click save. Now, before I do that, I want to highlight what this is here. So if you want to include a header, a footer, or a signature, each of these has your contact information, but I'm giving you a little heads up that we have a specific area in the newsletter to put your contact information so you have more control as to what is visible on the newsletter. So for this particular template, I'm not going to choose any of those, and I'm going to just save this. Now, building the email, we're going to click this Edit Email Content button, and it goes straight into the template that we've made. At the top, it has the Coldwell Banker logo. If you can take a look, this is what the layout looks like. Okay, so to replace any of these images, you just double click into the box, and at the top, I'm going to put maybe this is a Coldwell Banker email. I can put a picture that these are pictures that I've uploaded, but let's say you want to upload your own. You just drag your file here or double click it and it will open an email, your folder box. I'm just gonna close that for now. And then once you're ready to select the folder or the image, you would click on the image over here. So you can see the image being replaced in the background as I'm clicking on all of these pictures. So let's say I want to stick with Houston. And to get back to my newsletter, I'll click this X. Okay. Here, I want to say something like neighborhood news for Copper Bend. And then you can write a little summary here. News and events. So here you can highlight a new listing that you have. You can let's see. Here's a picture of a listing. New listing in Copper Bend. And then this button can be edited. So I'm going to double click it and then I'm going to highlight the text and I'll put view details here. So we're going to hyperlink this button so that when they receive your people receive the email, they can click on the button and it will take them to the listing. So the way we get to where we're going to edit the URL, if your screen is like mine, you can just scroll down on the bottom right and there's this URL box and you will put link here. Just do it like that. Well, let's say you don't see this box because on some screens it's hard to see. So if you do not see that box down there, up here on the styles, this word styles here, you'll click on it and it will minimize all of the style options and then you can type the link here. Type or paste. I would highly recommend, so I have a tab open here. I'd highly recommend linking the listing here from the CB site because on our internal CB site, the commission for the buyer's agent is visible. This is as compared to the uh, so hers says contact listing agent. So compared to the MLS, some of our agents opt to have the commission listed on the CB site. So if you're wanting to share your listing or a listing in the area, um, try to use the CB site as it has more information on buyer compensation. So then you can link the property here. And then so now when they click on that button, it will go directly to the listing on the CB site. So let's say you have other listings you want to highlight, or maybe open houses. You can do the same in these areas. You would double click, add the picture of the open house, and update this to the address, and then link the open house or the listing there. You can also use this for market reports if you want to do market reports at the top versus the bottom, because it is news and maybe so the world's, I mean, it's endless possibilities that you can use here. Now, lifestyle tips and tricks. Some people like these. So if you want to feature an article about, like, right now we're in spring, so if you want to talk about spring cleaning, you can pick an engaging picture. Let's say you wrote an article yourself or a blog. This is where you can link that to. You would tape this, type, spring is here. Is your home ready? Um, and enter there. Is your home ready? And then you can talk about, what you want to say here and then link the article here. Now, if you're curious about where do I get an article, I want to give you a little idea. So in Prospect Square, there is a different newsletter that goes out. So if you're wanting to use any of those assets or any of those articles listed there, you can. This is just an idea. So the way you quickly get to it is the newsletter tab in Prospect Square. Click on the newsletter that's already set up for you. There's articles about revitalize your home with 3D art elements, creating a home space that's functional and stylish, the ultimate checklist for selling your home, and we even have market reports here that I've set up. Now, if some of you are seeing this for the first time and do not know about the monthly newsletter in Aspect Square, this is another newsletter that you are able to use. It's actually automatically curated for you. You just need to set up the instructions. The only reason I am showing how to use the MoxiEngage newsletter feature versus the Prospect Square is that MoxiEngage allows you to customize text, fonts. You can customize the layout, um, and you can send this multiple times, and you can send it to different audiences. So if I'm wanting to send it to prospects, to Copperbend, I can do this and then duplicate my newsletter and send it to Indian Trails or send it to, another neighborhood, and I can do it as many times as I want. Whereas in Prospect Square, right now it is limited to one send, and or you can yeah, it's limited to one newsletter, and you can't send it to different groups. So while it is easy and it is something to set and forget, really, this newsletter, I didn't do any customization to it, really, just very little. But while this is a good set it and forget it type of activity, if you're wanting to farm specific neighborhoods or target broker opens or whatever you need to utilize this newsletter template for, you are able to do that. Okay, that was my little side commercial. Now, going down to lifestyle tips and tricks. So let's say I wanted to utilize an article. Maybe you found one somewhere else and you want to feature that here. You can click the button and then also paste the URL there. Now, market trends. You're able to put an image of your market trend or talk about the area. So the area that you want to feature. So Prospect Square, like I mentioned, this is a template that I have up, and I want to feature this report. So I'm going to copy that link address back to MoxiEngage and click this button, and I'll paste the report there. And this is market um, market report for Indian trails. Then you can talk about the report, what you saw in the report, like we are seeing an upward trend. Like give a little teaser, encourage them to click that button to see more. You can say homes are selling within an average of, and then whatever the report says. So give them a little tease as to what that report has or what you were able to see in that report. So if you don't want to send another one and you just want that one, just know that you can delete these boxes. So I'm going to delete that and this one. Notice how it's hard to see that little delete box on this one. Sometimes clicking in the area over here, the gray area, helps that little message go away, and then you can delete that box. And here we go again, delete. So now it's nice and centered. Market trends. Helpful resources, you can feature area information here. So if there's any community events going on in that area, you can feature those and link those, put pictures up. Let's say you don't want to use these small areas, or maybe you want to delete this big picture, you can, and just use two. So that you can take away or leave as many boxes as you need. Success stories. So we encourage you to engage your people with some success stories and tell them how you solved a problem. So you can use testimonials. You can talk about your clients for life winners here. Something that provides motivation. You could even put like a welcome video or some sort and put the link to the video in that button that's down there. Highly encourage you to engage them that way. And then this is a little message at the end. You can change this as often as you need, but it's a little thank you for reaching the bottom of the newsletter. And then you can replace your contact information here. Double clicking this to put your picture in, and then replacing your contact information here. And then these social elements are new, so you can click on this box and notice it says Facebook for the icon. You can change it to a Twitter one if you need, or leave it on a Facebook one. And then over here, you should put your Facebook link, your Instagram link, LinkedIn. So let's say you're not using Twitter, you can click this delete button. Let's say you're not using YouTube, you can delete that one and leave it to these three. So I hope you found that this template helpful. And the way we execute this is you can send yourself a test email. You can preview it. So I'm going to click this little preview button so we can take a quick look. Try again. Just so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, it's not previewing right now. Just know that you can preview your email that way. And then we're going to click continue. So clicking continue ensures that it's saved. You see this little notification down here, email content saved. So from here, we're going to save again. And then the newsletter is complete. Now we want to send it. So remember how we added the eBlast option over here. So we're going to select eBlast and click this top one. That's the one we just added earlier. And we're going to rename this so we know when we sent it. So this is just for your record. So Copperbend newsletter. And saving that and setting up the recipients. So from here we can add recipients, choosing from, let's say you have specific people you want to send it to, or you can select from any groups that you have added. So to select them, you just check the box and then click add. I'm going to click cancel. I'm not setting anybody up. And then this eBlast section down here, we're going to change it to the one that we just built. So we're able to select from the drop down and find the one that we just did. This is the one we just did, the weekly newsletter Copper Bend. We can view it from here. This is our newsletter. Beautifully built. Of course, yours would have more content. And let's go ahead and close that out. So let's go ahead and click save. Now, once you click save, um, let's say you have a large list, let's say 1,000 contacts or so. This gray button will stay gray until all of the emails have been added to this campaign. It should take a minute or two. If it's a larger list, it could take up to 5 minutes, but just wait until this button turns blue, and then you're able to click it and it sends the campaign out. So I hope you found this helpful. I am here for any questions that you may have, but know that you can reach out to your RSS team, your field marketing team to if you have any questions or need some help with executing this. We are all capable of showing you the ins and outs of MoxiEngage, and we hope that you have fun making your newsletters. Have a great one.